Today's tech news moves fast, but understanding it shouldn't be hard. That's why Snarful Solutions Group brings you Connecting the Dots, where we break down what's happening in tech and why it matters to you. Now, let's dive in with your hosts.
Good morning, everyone. You are listening to Connecting the Dots. I'm Alex.
And I'm Morgan. We are coming to you live from the Snarful Solutions Group studios right here in a slightly breezy Sacramento, California.
It is Tuesday, February 17th, 2026. And I have to say, the vibe in the studio is high energy today.
It really is. We've got a lot to get through, even if the weather map is looking a little intense in some spots.
Definitely intense. Let's start there. Quick look at the world outside our window and yours.
Right. So if you are listening from the central or southern plains today, please be careful. The National Weather Service is using some pretty strong language. They're flagging extremely critical fire weather conditions.
Extremely critical. That's a phrase that, always makes you sit up a little straighter.
Exactly. We're talking gusty winds, very low humidity. It's a dangerous combination.
A real tinderbox. So please be incredibly careful with anything that could spark.
For sure. Meanwhile, out west, it is the complete opposite problem.
Right. 2 Pacific storms rolling in.
Yep. So rain and wind at low elevations, but get ready for some heavy snow up in the mountains.
Here at home in Sacramento, hold on to your hats.
Literally. We have a wind advisory in effect until 10:00 p.m. Thursday, so maybe tie down that patio furniture.
Good advice.
Yeah.
Okay, so from a wild weather situation to, something a bit more optimistic, the financial markets.
A little calmer, yeah. The Dow Jones closed yesterday up about 10 points, sitting at 49,536.
And the S&P 500.
Also ticked up, closed at 6,835. So, it's not a rocket launch, but green is green.
Slow and steady. I do see Bitcoin's taking a tiny breather, though.
Just a small one. It's hovering around 68,188, so down about 1%, just standard crypto volatility.
Right. Okay, before we dive into the big tech news today, we have to mention what's fueling our morning.
We are talking about strong coffee.
You know I'm not a morning person, and I really hate the jitters I get from most coffees.
And that is why strong coffee is so different. It's a premium instant coffee, so it's super fast.
But it tastes like a traditional brew.
It really does. And the kicker is what's inside. It's packed with 15 grams of protein, MCTs, and adaptogens like ashwagandha.
And that gives you that clean, sustained energy. No crash at 2 p.m. It's functional fuel.
Totally. And we have a deal for you. Use the promo code SNARFL, that's SNARFL, for 20% off your entire purchase over at strongcoffeecompany.com.
Love it. Okay, let's get to it. It is time for the Morning Star.
The Snarful Tech article report. We've got the top 3 tech stories of the day. First up,
a big one. Apple Podcasts is finally, and I mean finally, getting serious about video.
Right, which is funny because I feel like I watch half my podcasts on YouTube now.
Me too. And that's exactly why this is happening. Apple basically invented the space, right?
Yeah.
Podcasts on iTunes way back in 2005.
But they've been losing ground to Spotify and especially YouTube because it turns out we like to see the hosts.
We like looking at faces.
We do. So launching this spring, Apple Podcasts is getting advanced video capabilities.
Okay, advanced. Is that just marketing speak or is there actually some new tech here?
No, it's a real technical upgrade. They're using something called HLS.
HLS. HTTP live streaming. So why should I care about that?
It's all about smooth playback. It basically adapts the video quality to your bandwidth. So if you're on spotty Wi-Fi or you go from 5G to 4G on the train...
No buffering. The video just adjusts.
Exactly. No more annoying spinning wheel.
Yeah.
But the user experience is the real game changer here. You can switch between listening and watching right inside the app, seamlessly.
Okay. Give me the use case for that.
All right. So you're watching a show on the commute home.
Yeah.
But then you get in your car, you can't watch anymore. You just switch it to audio only, phone goes in your pocket, and the audio just keeps playing. You don't lose your place.
That is huge. I can't tell you how many times I've been watching something on YouTube, I lock my screen to drive, and poof, it's gone.
Exactly. Apple is removing that friction. They're also adding a horizontal full display, and this is key, offline video downloads.
Oh, lifesaver for flights. But why now? What's the real incentive for Apple?
Money. It's always money, right? Ad revenue.
Oh, of course.
This lets creators dynamically insert video ads. So host read spots stitched right into the video. It opens up a whole new revenue stream.
It really feels like the final dot connecting audio and video. The whole debate of, Is it a podcast or is it a show? Apple's just saying.
It doesn't matter. It's content. And they've got the big networks on board. Acast, Amazon's ART19, SiriusXM. They're all in.
So the industry is standardizing around this hybrid model.
It looks that way. Beta testing is starting today in iOS 26.4.
You know, sometimes I just want to listen while I do the dishes. But other times, if they're showing a chart or something, I feel like I'm missing out.
This gives you the choice. It puts you in control.
Okay, speaking of automated systems and processing information, let's move to story number 2. This one feels a little more heavy enterprise.
It is, but stick with us because it's a huge signal for where AI is really going.
So this is the partnership between Infosys, the Indian IT giant, and Anthropic.
Anthropic, the company behind the Claude AI models. The ones focus really heavily on safety.
Right. And this isn't just about using a chatbot for emails. They're integrating Anthropic's models, specifically one called Claude Code, into their own AI platform, which is called Topaz.
Okay, we hear about partnerships all the time. Why does this one actually matter?
Because of the goal. They're aiming for something called agentic AI.
Agentic AI. I have to say, it sounds like a sci-fi villain. It does, doesn't it? But it's actually really practical. See, right now, most AI is passive. It's a chatbot. You ask a question, it gives an answer.
It waits for you to drive.
Exactly. Agentic AI means the system has agency. It can handle multi-step workflows all by itself.
So instead of me asking, how do I process an insurance claim, and the AI giving me steps,
the AI just processes the claim. It does the work. It receives the claim, checks a policy, cross-references photos, flags compliance issues, and drafts the approval letter. All one workflow.
that is a massive leap from write me a poem about my cat.
It's a huge leap. It moves AI from being an assistant to being a digital worker. And that's why they're starting with regulated industries. Telecom is first, then finance and manufacturing.
Those seem like the hardest places to start. All the red tape.
That's the point. They're high stakes and messy. The CEO of Anthropic, Dario Amodei, said there's a huge gap between an AI that works in a demo.
And one that works in the real world. A demo can crash, no big deal. If a bank's AI messes up a loan, you get sued?
Precisely. Infosys brings that boring but essential knowledge of how these industries actually work. Anthropic brings the brain. It's about moving AI from a toy to a production engine.
And using Claude Code specifically suggests they're not just pushing paper, they're writing software.
A huge part of it. Generating code, testing code, modernizing networks for these giant telecom companies. It's all about speed and scale.
So story 1 is about how we consume content. Story 2 is about how the sausage gets made in the corporate world. It's becoming automated.
And that leads us perfectly into our third story. Because if Infosys is making this move, what does that tell us about the money?
Right. Let's connect the dots to the economy. Story number 3 is about the AI Impact Summit and a big shakeup in the stock market.
Yeah, let's look at the scoreboard for 2026 so far. It has been a rough start for traditional software stocks.
Rough is putting it mildly. Microsoft is down 17% year to date. Oracle is down 18%.
And Palantir, which is usually an AI darling, is down 26%.
Ouch.
The market is nervous. But then you look at Infosys yesterday.
Up almost 4% in the U.S. pre-market, about 2% in Mumbai. And that jump happened specifically because of the Anthropic deal.
It tells you investors are looking for implementation. It's not enough to just own the fancy AI model anymore.
You have to be the company that actually puts it to work.
Exactly. And India is positioning itself to be that implementation engine for the world. Which brings us to the AI Impact Summit happening right now in New Delhi.
The guest list for this thing is.
Yeah.
It's just insane.
You've got Sundar Pichai from Alphabet, Sam Altman from OpenAI,
Dario Amodei from Anthropic, Meta's chief AI officer. They're all there.
It's like the Avengers of AI assembling in India, and it signals a huge shift. For decades, the story was about outsourcing.
Right. Cheaper labor, call centers, that kind of thing.
That narrative is shifting to transformation. India isn't just maintaining the old systems anymore, they're building the new AI-driven ones. They're moving up the value chain.
It makes sense. If you have millions of engineers and you give them a tool like Claude Code, you can upgrade global infrastructure faster than anyone else.
And that's the aha moment. The software giants might be stumbling because the market is realizing selling the software isn't the whole game. You need the workforce to apply it.
And Infosys has that workforce.
It's a fascinating dynamic. It's not just about the code. It's about the people who can wield the code safely.
So the market is maturing. We're past the hype phase and into the prove it phase.
Exactly. Show me the ROI. Show me the agent that actually does the work.
So, to recap, Apple wants your eyeballs. Infosys wants to automate the boring stuff, and the stock market is rewarding the companies that can actually deliver.
That sums it up perfectly.
Well, before we wrap things up, we do have one more important message. This is for the golfers listening, or really anyone who likes comfortable shoes.
We're talking about Skony. They are a sponsor of the show, and they make fantastic footwear.
If you haven't heard of them, Skony, that's pronounced Skony, is a premium golf shoe store. And these are not your grandpa's stiff, uncomfortable cleats.
Not at all. These are stylish, they perform, and they feel great right out of the box. No break-in period.
Comfort is everything. If your feet hurt on the back nine, your game falls apart.
It does. And we have a hookup for our listeners. Use promo code SNARFL at checkout.
That's SNARFL for 15% off your entire purchase.
Check them out over at skony.com.
So, looking back at today's stories, what's the big takeaway for you?
I think it's that agentic AI piece. I really feel like we're going to look back at 2026 as the year AI stopped just chatting and actually started doing.
The idea that a system can handle a compliance review for a bank on its own, that changes the workforce in a profound way.
It does, and it raises the stakes for accuracy and trust, which, brings it back to the Apple story. They're betting that better tools build more trust in their platform over, say, YouTube.
It's all converging, isn't it? Audio meets video, software meets service.
And hopefully that fire weather meets some much-needed rain.
Amen to that. All right, that is a wrap for today's show. We hope you feel a little more connected and ready to tackle your Tuesday.
We're here to help at Snarful, so reach out on our website if you have any more questions.
That's a wrap on today's top stories. Remember, tech doesn't have to be complicated, and we're here to help connect the dots. If you've got questions or want to learn more, visit us at snarful.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.